Hey, it's Dr. Karen, and we're here for my daily live. I'm trying to get my Instagram up here too. So we got y'all on Facebook and YouTube and now Instagram. Hey, I think I'm live on Instagram. Am I? I can't tell. I don't see anyone there. Oh no, it's checking connection. Okay. So we're doing your top health questions. Thank you for submitting them on my survey. Gosh, we've got over 150 responses. So thank you so much. And today, the number one question I pulled up is how to manage declining hormone levels post menopause. Yep, we're on Instagram. Hey, Lori. And I see people on Facebook. Give me a shout out, post in the comments who's here. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday, best day of the week. Okay, declining hormone levels post-menopause. Well, you know that's my favorite topic, y'all, is hormones and menopause. So how to handle it? Well, you got to start early, and you are becoming deficient in some of your main metabolic regulating hormones: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. These are three of your most important, precious hormones that regulate all your cells and tell your cells what to do. So let me ask you this question. It's kind of like the regulator of a teacher in a third grade classroom. Would you agree, right? Your hormones. So the teacher is what keeps order among the third graders every day. She has a lesson plan. She tells the kids what's expected. Sit down, be quiet, open your books, get your pencils out. No throwing spitballs, no running around and playing tag. She regulates who goes to the bathroom and when and how long they stay, right? So the teacher, third grade classroom teacher, is the regulator. So what happens when that teacher is out sick and there's a substitute teacher who has no lesson plan? Crazy mayhem, right? So the kids are running around. They don't know what's expected. No one told them, sit down, be quiet, and get your books out. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So they're running around playing tag and throwing spitballs. It's the same with your hormones. Your hormones decline at menopause. They are the regulators. All your cells look at those hormones to know what to do, just like the kids look to the teacher to know how to behave. So what would your answer be if someone asks, well, what do you do when you've got this situation in the classroom? The teacher's out sick. Well, you've got to get a sub teacher that has the lesson plan, knows what's expected, and communicates that to the kids. Well, it's the same in your body when your hormones are out sick and they go down, right, in menopause. You've got to get hormones in there that can send the messages to your cells to tell your cells what to do and what's expected. Behave, burn fat for fuel. Don't accumulate fat on the body because it's not healthy. Burn it up, make me some energy so I have energy to do all the things like grow hair and eyelashes and have thoughts and have a good mood and do all the things I want to do in life. So you've got to get a teacher in there in the classroom who knows, and you've got to get the hormones back. So that's how you deal with them. That's how you deal with a calcium deficiency. If you're calcium deficient, nobody is confused about the fact that, oh, I'm calcium or vitamin D deficient. Hey, y'all, see you there. It's good to see you. No one's confused about what to do about a vitamin D deficiency. Why are we confused about what to do about a hormone deficiency? That's what I'm just wondering. We're all confused, like all of a sudden, because if it's a different arena, we don't know what to do. And the truth is, you do the same thing. You need hormones. You need to get them on board. No one's confused about your potassium deficient. What do I do? Right? You replace the potassium. Why are we confused when you're hormonally deficient? What do I do? You replace the hormones. So it's that simple, ladies. It really is that simple. We make it so hard. And that's just the simple, plain truth of it. All right, we've got another question. The last 2 years, my thyroid results have shifted from almost 4 each March to below 2 when my doctor retests in June. I'm assuming it's due to stress because I'm teaching in March, out in June. However, my energy never rebounds. I get on average 7 hours of sleep, but always have to have a nap, sometimes 2. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. And this is from Terry. Thank you, Terry. Hey, Robin from Chicago. All right, thyroid questions. So I don't know, because you don't specify, Terry, what thyroid test results. So this is number one problem. Everyone who thinks they have a thyroid problem and has been told they don't, but you have all the symptoms: fatigue, weight gain, constipation, hair loss. Those are the common symptoms of low thyroid. If you have those, 80% chance you have a thyroid problem, even if your doctor did tests and told you you were normal. So the last 2 years, my thyroid results have shifted from almost 4 each March to below 2. So this tells me you're working with a mainstream doctor who is only checking one test, and that's the TSH level, which is not diagnostic of low thyroid. You have to look at the function. So you definitely want to check out the Stop the Menopause Madness Summit 2.0, which will be coming up at the beginning of November, because we go into great detail about this. So one is, Terry, you're not having the right test. And any of you watching, if you call your thyroid test one number, you're not getting the right test. So your energy doesn't rebound. You're wanting to take 2 naps a night. So the other mistake that we believe is that our energy is all determined by our thyroid, and that's not true. You have many things that go into giving you good sleep and good energy, right? Right. 7 major metabolic driving hormones. So if you're wanting to take 2 naps a day, it is not only about your thyroid, I promise you. You have other major metabolic hormonal problems going on that are causing you want to take 2 naps. And actually, it's pretty serious, because the data shows that people who nap have a shorter longevity. Yep, that's right. I know we think it's kind of a cool thing. Oh, I get to take a nap. But the fact that your body wants to nap is an indicator that you are not optimally healthy, and that you have imbalances that actually are going to lead to a shorter life. So it's something that you need to get checked out, Terry. But number one, you're not getting all the right thyroid tests. You need to find a practitioner who can do all the 8 tests you need. Number 2, napping is not only about your thyroid. So you need to have someone who can work with you, who can look at all of these problems. How many of you can relate to this? Who here, give me a post and comments on Instagram or on Facebook. You've got the symptoms of low thyroid. You're tired. You can't lose weight, or you're gaining weight. You're constipated, meaning you don't poop. You poop less than once a day. Your hair is thinning or falling out, skin dry, brittle nails. These are some of the most common symptoms. And your doctor has checked your thyroid, but you've been told your thyroid's fine. Let me know here on Instagram. Is this you? Anybody have these symptoms and they've been told, no, your tests are fine? Anyone here on Facebook or YouTube? I want to know. All right, let's see what other questions we got. How to cure Hashimoto's. Woo! So we did talk a little bit about that. I think it was on Saturday. That is a long answer, but I'm going to tell you, I love that you asked this question. You didn't give your name, but I love it, because that tells me that you know that Hashimoto's can be cured, and yay for you. Autoimmune disease can be reversed. You can have no autoantibodies with autoimmune disease. So that's number 1. Yay for you for knowing that, whoever submitted that question. And the next thing is that all autoimmune disease, and like I said, we talked about this Saturday, so go back and watch the live on whatever platform you're on from Saturday. All autoimmune disease it's like driving a car. It has a foot on the accelerator, and that's inflammation and immune system disruption. And that comes from your gut and toxins in the environment that get in your body. And you have no brake. So every car should have an accelerator and a brake, but a car that has no brake, if the brake is broken, doesn't stop. And that's what happens with autoimmune disease. You have a foot on the accelerator and no brake. And the brake is your cortisol, stress hormone. You need just the Goldilocks right amount, not too much, not too little. So go back and watch that Q&A that we did Saturday, because I answer that. So what you have to do is get your foot off the accelerator of the inflammation. That means heal your gut, detox, and you've got to get a foot on the brake, and that's with your cortisol. But yes, Hashimoto's can be reversed and cured. So yay for you for knowing that. All right. this is another question. I have a Fitbit watch that tracks when I'm ovulating and most fertile. I'm almost 50 and feel like I have been going through menopause for like 6 years. In 2016, I had an ablation because of excessive bleeding. That just a little of my past history. In June of this year, I had an episode where I had low back pain, nausea, and fullness or lack of appetite for almost a week. Then this week, I have been experiencing something similar. I don't feel well, low back pain, just want to stay in bed. I happen to notice that both times are during my most fertile time on my Fitbit. Could this be a coincidence or a part of menopause, or should I see my doctor? I did just have a pap smear and she sent me an email that everything was great. Thank you, Shelly. Thanks, Shelly. All right. So first off, if you're almost 50, you are in the perimenopause most likely, because we on average go through menopause at 51 in our country. And that transition starts with the perimenopause, which usually starts 5 to 10 years earlier. So the fact that you had an ablation because you had excessive bleeding says that you had a hormone imbalance. That's why you get excessive bleeding. You have too much estrogen, not enough progesterone. So we know that you had a hormone imbalance in 2016. You still have it just because you don't have the outward symptom, because they stopped you from bleeding by burning or freezing the lining to your uterus, doesn't get rid of the fact that you have a hormone imbalance. It just stops you from knowing it. So you have been allowed to continue with a hormone imbalance from 2016 to 2021. So for the last 5 years, you've had a hormone imbalance, but you just don't know it because somebody erased the symptom. So the low back pain, nausea, and fullness or lack of appetite. So I don't know what that is. It could be so many things. You're saying it coincides with on your Fitbit with your fertility and ovulation. Could you be having all these symptoms? Do you usually get those symptoms when you ovulate is what I would ask you. Most women don't. But if it is episodic and then it goes away spontaneously, then that's kind of a clue that maybe it is. I always say when in doubt, get checked out because you don't want it to be something bad. And then you just sat at home going, I don't think it's anything, because I've done that. How many of you have done this? When my kids were little, they were always getting sick. Everybody at school was always getting sick. You know, they were always having illnesses. And so I felt like we were always at the doctor's office. And one time my doctor kept saying, my daughter, oh, my throat hurts. My throat hurts. I think I have strep throat. And I kept telling her, you don't have strep throat. I don't need to look at, you don't need to go to the doctor. And then after about, I'm embarrassed to say, I think it was 7 to 10 days, she's like, Mom, I really think I have strep throat. And I took her to the doctor and she had strep throat. So you don't want to be that mom, not with your kids and not with yourself. So get it checked out is what I always say. So that's a great question. All right. How do I reverse nearsightedness? Oh, I love this question. So nearsightedness happens with age because of a change in the focal length in the lens of your eye and the flexibility of the eye. And it can be reversed. So actually, I have a couple colleagues, one in particular, Claudia Mullenweg. Yes, that name, Claudia Mullenweg. She runs a program to teach people to reverse nearsightedness. I don't recall the name of her program right off, but if you Google Claudia Mullenweg, I think it's Mullenvheg, vision correction course, you probably can find it. And it has, it has all the inputs. So I think she's got dietary changes that help. She's got lifestyle changes. She has supplements that help, but exercises, you can train your eyes and train that lens to be the right length. So yes, and there are lots of people who have gotten rid of readers and glasses completely. So I love that question. Yes, you can fix your vision. All right, we're going to do one more. How do you decide what supplements are right for you? Oh, I think I answered this yesterday because this was a great question. So you definitely want to go watch that live if you missed that. Weight that I can't lose. I'm about 15 pounds overweight. I have frequent headaches. Any supplements that can help? So again, this actually relates to that other question. about how do I know what supplements are right for me. So we've been trained in America to believe that we just need a pill or a supplement or a diet. We need the one thing that's going to fix our symptom or health problem, and then we're all good. And that's a fallacy. So everybody here, I hereby abracadabra remove you of this false thinking and false belief that you have that all you need to know is the one thing, the one supplement, the one pill, the one diet. What's the one thing? I'm going to tell you a secret right now. There is no one thing. There is no one thing. And if somebody tells you there's one thing, you need to say thank you very much and walk the other way, because that's a lie. So weight is a symptom. Excess fat is a symptom of underlying problems causing and programming your body to store fat and not burn it for fuel. So I think I invited you guys earlier this week to come to my masterclass Thursday. It's totally free, and I'm going to teach you what you need to do after 40 to lose weight and regain energy. It involves hormone balancing, so we're going to teach you about that. It's not one hormone. It's not one supplement. It's not one thing. So as long as you are going about your health and weight as what's the one supplement I need to take? What's the one thing? Just tell me what's the one thing. You'll never be successful. So there are so many things conspiring to tell your body to store fat as fuel, store calories as fuel, and not release it. You have to counteract that with an equal fight to tell your body, let go of that fat and burn it for fuel. So definitely come join me. Anybody who's having that weight issue, energy issue, you're over 40, you're my peeps, come to the masterclass. And I think we were going to make sure we got you the link today, my staff, and I think I forgot to tell them, so I'm going to tell them to make sure we put the link on all the social channels so that you can join that, or you can join my email list and you'll totally get an invite by just going to my website, KyrinDunstonMD.com, KyrinDunstonMD.com. Sign up for my email list and you will for sure get an invite there, because that is what we are going to be covering. How do I lose weight? How do I have energy? I'm over 40. It's not working. I will be going through this on Thursday with you for free at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for these amazing questions, Rob, and I see what your comments are. That's awesome. You've got it covered. For the rest of you who need help, I am here to help you, and I will see you on Thursday. I will be going live during the day tomorrow, and it should be posted there to answer more of your questions. So thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.